Good morning, Thursday, 6 o'clock in the morning. That's the volcano, she's in the clouds. Right, I'm up early, so you can see a lot of these carabaos was up very early this morning, and what they're doing actually is they're taking that sugar cane over there into piles, as you can see now with this guy here, look. Right, I'm going to knock the camera down a minute. I said good morning. Up very early this morning. Dog's barking. My dog's in season. So she's locked behind the bars. Hopefully she doesn't escape. Last thing I want is my dogs to have pups. And why am I up this early? You know, 5 o'clock. I was up at 5 o'clock and it was still a little bit dark. And all I heard was this, I heard two dogs going at it, and I jumped out of bed because it was really a vicious fight. And I looked out at window, and next to a neighbour, he'd got his dog on his lead, and it looked like he was picking the dog up by its neck. And I think another dog, I don't know if there were one or two dogs fighting it, but it sounded like a really nasty, vicious attack. And I actually saw a bit on it, but what I saw the guy, you know, really pulling his dog up in air with lead. So, looked like a very nasty fight. Guys, good morning. Like I said, been cold for quite a while, I'm hand holding. So, you know, 6 o'clock, walking on here, looking what everyone's doing. Really nasty fight, dog fight. Just thought, if I clout a dog with this on head, I'll kill it. I'm sure, or I'll knock it out. But, what happens if there's two dogs? You know, is that stick strong enough? And that's what I've just thought. Oh, it's my dog. And really nasty fight, really vicious. It was that bad, you know, I could hear and they were going at it crazy. I jumped up out of bed, Jovelyn jumped out of bed, basically to see where my dogs was, you know, just in case it were dogs attacking my dogs, and then I'd have been out. But it was neighbour, and I don't know what happened. I'll find out later, no doubt, but I don't know what happened. There's no music. There was about half an hour ago for some strange reason. You've got music banging out. Come on. Here she is. She's in there. So she's probably smelling. There's snakes in there. It's a bit cold, so it's not bad. Hopefully we get a little bit of rain. It tried last night for about 2 seconds, and that I heard it rain. I thought, oh, it's raining. Then it stopped for about 10 seconds actually, not much more. So that were it. That's why I'm up very early this morning, and it's a good time to walk, and it's a good time for these guys to actually work in this sugarcane field. And I know there'll be another crew coming along soon, because like I said, they're struggling for workers, and they've managed to get a crew to go to this other field. But when I looked out at window, like I said, he'd got a dog on its lead, and he was pulling it, and he was going round with lead, pulling his dog up in air. And could hear. Then I saw one dog run away, looked like the white dog, which is a damn nuisance. It keeps coming and it keeps climbing over into our garden, and it's barking at night. Then my dogs are barking at it. That's it here, there's no structure. When it comes to dogs and a lot of things here in a barangay's through the Philippines. So I've lived in more than one barangay, been in more than one barangay, third time here, don't forget. And I'm here more than 3 years now. So, you know, there's no structure when it comes to dogs and safety. And you'll have seen me rabies, you know. I did a video and it were a dog, and this dog had got rabies. Two guys at back of me. I've already seen two guys walk on here earlier on, and that's what they're doing going at sugarcane fields. No structure whatsoever with dogs. Really dangerous place, the Philippines, for dogs. And that dog, if you watch my last video on dogs, it's about 6 weeks ago as I remember. You know, if you do actually watch that video, you'll see. And have a guess where the dog is. It's outside Health Centre in Mercia. Smack outside Health Centre where people are pulling up in ambulances and going in door for help. And that's where the dog with rabies is. And a guy killed it because it bit him. So, what a bad way to go. And there's just no structure with dogs here at all. And they're just left to do what they want. And do you know, if you actually told somebody about the dogs, I'm sure it'd be an argument and a scrap, a fight. And a lot of people here, when dogs go crazy and they kill all the chickens, they lose their temper and they get a machete and they go to the guy's house and they kill dog. You know, because they're boiling, the tempers are up. And we've all got bad tempers, but when you're pushed, you know, that's what people do. They go and that's it with a machete, you know, they'll kill dog. And you just never know what's going to happen. So that's it. No structure with dogs whatsoever. There's normally a kingfisher down there. I ain't seen it for a while. I could have just scared it off because I've not been looking. Right. Like I said, there's a guy walking past with a machete. So you just never know, do you? You know, you just never know. Don't you start yapping. So I'll actually chat in a moment because like I said, I'm hand holding and it's quite hard hand holding all the time. So that's how it goes. So there's a few guys, like I said. I'm like a zombie this morning. But that's because, you know, it's very, very hot here and it's... Let me get to a better point where I can actually see the camera. You know, because I'm just tired and I've got this cold what I've had for about 2 weeks. Fever, cold. So it's a lovely time to walk. And that's something else that I said in a previous video. There's no freedom to walk here because it's just that hot. Very, very hot here. Let me look behind me. And I don't trust anyone here. Just don't trust anyone in this barangay whatsoever. And I've actually grown from being, you know, I'm still a friendly person. I still trust people. But, you know, when there's 3 or 4 guys, you just can't trust anyone. Let's be honest. Because you're here in the Philippines and you're a foreigner and that'll go against you and it'll go for you and it will go against you. So simple as that really. Right, I'll reverse the camera and give you a lovely shot of the countryside. There's 2 people walking at back of me. I think they're 2 ladies and these ladies, and there's a lot of little kids now, children, whatever you want to call them, kids, you know, 3-4 year old, and they walk into the field with machetes to work in fields, and it's damn crazy hot. But no one can get any crew to come and crop, so they take the kids to sugarcane fields. Simple as that. She's having a look. She moves when she sees someone with a machete, like this guy's just been shouting. Now, I don't know if he's been doing some work in this sugarcane field here, and this lady, I think this lady, it's her field, her and her family's field, you know, so I think they're just chatting about sugarcane, so to speak. But like I said, she doesn't trust anyone, and to be honest, she's got the right idea. I'm chatting about the dog. So like I said, you know, do I need an heavier stick? Well, I can remember another vicious dog fight. I don't think I've chatted about this, and it was neighbour's dog, and it was other neighbour's dog. So, but neighbours just around the corner. They live in like a U like this, so they've got their houses up that side, across top and across bottom. And then you've got this road what we're on now. So this road what we're on now, you know, it goes up like that, and then it comes onto this road. Then it just comes, you know, 50 foot, I don't know, 10, 20 yards, and you're back, you come round onto our houses, if I've explained that properly. And they're a dog there, and it's bit 3 or 4 kids, this dog. And actually, if that were my dog, I would put it down, because it's dangerous. And this here day, I'd been building a fence for vegetables. I've been coming out here onto this road, and that's what I was doing, cutting some of these branches, not cutting trees down, cutting branches and sawing branches to stick in to grow vegetables in a little plot. And this dog, it wasn't half going at it, and it was going at neighbour's littler dog, which is always fighting me other dogs, because it's territorial, and it's a little dog. And this other dog got topside on it, and it was going at it, and I thought it's going to kill it. It would have killed it. Other dog would have killed it, because it was getting it by its neck, and it was ragging at it, and I thought it's going to kill it. And I had this big, that looks like a baby calf. Oh, it's not. Thought it were a baby calf. And it were going at it, this dog, and I'd got this really big long stick, and it were about 10 foot long, and it had got a fork on it like that. And I thought, I'll put this to the side, and I use it for really strong paws. And I got this stick, and I was pushing this dog off, and I got it off, and I clouted it with this stick, and I pushed it, get it a good push, and I kept my distance. I'd got a 10 foot long stick. It was half a tree, not a stick. And lady said to Jovelyn later, she says, wow, it's a good job Paul didn't, you know, Paul didn't actually come with a small stick, because that dog would have bit him. And I know that for a fact. I know that dog would have actually bit me. But see, I knew where that big Paul was. So because I knew where that big Paul was, I got hold of it, and I pushed that dog off. But if I hadn't got that dog off, it would have easily have killed the smaller dog. And like I said, there's no structure. Crazy, really crazy dogs, you know. And one of the biggest things here with dogs, you know, which I don't really like. So, looks like everyone's going to work. Now they might be going to chicken farm. So, I actually do rabbit on about dogs quite a lot. And if that don't tell you anything about the Philippines, then you're not really listening. And they're just that damn dangerous. And like I said, you know, if you're getting dogs, be careful. You know, a lot of guys come here, they get dogs, and they go for these pit bulls and these bull breeds, which are really nice. But if you don't know how to control your dogs, you know, if you can't control them, it's any dog. You know, any dog here fights. It don't matter what it is, if it's a dog, if it's crossed. See, that's him there what fight. That's him there. That's him what nearly got killed with that other dog. And it, like I said, he would have killed it. Right, let me have a little walk on. Right guys, I'm actually going back to the house, and it's just starting to rain. It's quite mild for this time in the morning. It's not very humid. I can feel it's a little humid, little windy. It's absolutely lovely. Hopefully we get some rain. And dog's not really pleased because she's locked up behind bars, so to speak. She's behind the fence, and like I said, you know, hopefully we get some rain. So, dogs, like I said, crazy dogs. And, you know, you have to look after your dogs, don't forget, which a lot of people don't. And they don't really care if that dog's starving and it's dying. And if you've got dogs here in the Philippines, and you leave the Philippines and you leave your dog, your dog will actually just come to a bad end. There's no doubt about that. And simple as that, right? So before it starts chucking it down with rain, which is really nice, I get you another shot of these carabaos working away in the field. So that's it. Good morning. Like I said, the volcano's in the clouds. Canlahan volcano. So that's it. Look, I'm sure later on there's going to be a lorry that comes and picks up. Looks like there's a lot of egrets where them calves are. So, a lot of egrets around the carabaos. So that's it, look. So, have a great morning. And we're on a Thursday, guys. Thursday morning. Please like, please subscribe. Please help support in the way of $1. Take care, God bless. Thanks to everyone that's actually helped support. You know, God bless, guys. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day here in the Philippines.